Hey everybody, welcome to the JLash Show. My name is Jackson Lasher and I'm your host for the JLash Show. So since the Eagles and Chiefs played yesterday, I have some topics today. Number 1 is Eagles versus Chiefs summary. Number 2 is early disappointments in the season. Number 3, how may the Eagles' low scoring affect them in the coming weeks. Number 4 is week 3 outlook. So, number 1, Eagles versus Chiefs summary. Uh, it was a very good game for the Eagles. I think it was a very, very, very close game, in my opinion. Um, Almost too close in my so. Uh, we'll see where we get in the few weeks, but we cannot be handling it this close. It's very risky because if we mess up once, we could lose. Um, I mean, it was a very good game for the Birds, but it was also a good game for the Chiefs, believe it or not. The Chiefs, I mean, they had a very good running game. I think their passing could have been a little bit better. Their passing was also good with connections to Travis Kelce and all that. I mean, we really have to guard him a lot more. It's a little bit of a rocky road, kind of trying to guard him. So if we can try and guard him a little bit more, that would be awesome. But we were able to pressure Patrick Mahomes a little bit, which was actually very good for us as well. So um, that's very good. So I mean, the Eagles' defense, I think that they will be very good. Um, I think it will continue to do good. Kevin Patello, the new offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles, they just need a few games with him to make sure everyone is to make sure the offense is running smoothly. So we'll see how he does in the coming weeks. Hopefully he does very good. So that's pretty much your summary. Number 2 is early disappointments. I would say is definitely the Chiefs because yeah, it was they went from repeating in the Super Bowl to going 0-2 so far. I mean, they can win, but them going over 0 for 2 is a little bit risky. So, not risky, but disappointing for Chiefs fans. Another disappointing team is the New York Giants. They lost to the Dallas Cowboys, which was which was awful. I mean, they almost won away since I mean, they almost won their first game since I think it was 2014 there. So, I mean, that was a little bit of a rocky road for the not Dallas Cowboys, excuse me, New York Giants. So I think if the Dallas Cowboys can continue to struggle, even though they didn't yesterday, I think that the Eagles can definitely take advantage of that, which they definitely need to take advantage of that. So, I mean, we'll see where we get in the few coming weeks. So, which parlays in the number 3, how may the Eagles' low scoring affect them in the coming weeks? So you've seen they were in the 20s, they won 20-24 against Dallas, and they won I think yeah, right around there during the Chiefs, which they do not need to be like uh winning by that little. We need to score more. I think it was 20-17 versus the Chiefs, so um they need to do better with the scoring, but it probably takes them a few minutes to kind of uh, get it together. So I mean, they do need to get it together. So it's a little bit risky for the Eagles. Hopefully they don't start losing games because of it. Um, if they do, then I'm going to be very disappointed to say the least. So um, and then number 4 is week 3 outlook. Uh, Not really bad. We're playing the Rams, and I think that the Rams are going to be okay. So we just really have to kind of take a look there. So, yeah, we're doing okay. We just need to stop the low scoring, and that is pretty much all we need to do. Jalen Hurts is doing well. I think he had 101 yards yesterday, so not bad. Some stats for us is going to be up here in a minute. So Jalen Hurts had 101 yards, 0 touchdowns, 15 completed passes, and then 22 attempts for the game versus Kansas City. However, Patrick Mahomes had 187 yards, which is good, and he had one touchdown. He had 16 completed passes and 29 attempts versus Philly. So, I mean, it was okay, but like I think he could do a little bit better, but I think we're gonna do totally fine. So let's move on to our guest, Bob Harnett. Let's go say hi to Bob. Bob, thank you for coming on the JLash show today.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to chop it up with you. Talking sports, Eagles.
Yes.
Eagles is on the agenda, right?
Yes.
All right.
All right, first question. Who is the most underrated team in football right now in the NFL?
The most underrated. Oof. Tell you what, man, I the most underrated? Hmm. Off the top of my head, I'm gonna have to say, yeah. I mean, based off of yesterday and the 2 weeks, I hate to say this, but I think that the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh,
Yeah, the hated Cowboys. I think they're a little underrated right now.
yeah, they're yeah, since they just came back from the New York Giants, went over to overtime.
hmm And they
Yeah,
put
that
up
was
some points against the Eagles too. So, you know, I just think, Russell Wilson played out of his mind. Um, he got the ball to Neighbors. So I do. I think the Dallas Cowboys are a little underrated. I think they're being a little overlooked right now.
I can totally see that actually, since they played very well yesterday against the New York Giants. And the Giants are going to be a really good team, so I'm totally expecting that to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Giants are. I mean, they just don't have a defense right now. Um, I think they played the Commanders tough. I mean, the Commanders are another team that might be, when you look at the Commanders, and obviously I'm looking inside the division a little bit, but those are the two teams that come to mind. I think the Commanders are being they're easy to overlook. I mean, last year they hit success pretty good, um, following a horrible season, and then this year they come out playing well.
Yeah, I can totally see that. So, second question, was the Eagles win more about their offense or defense?
Yesterday was a defensive win for sure. I think when you look at yesterday, well, I think both the wins actually were more defensive, defensive wins, but yesterday for sure, uh, the defense came up. I mean, Vic Fangio, it's not very common you see him blitz, but he put some nice blitzing packages together, kept Mahomes off balance, and then you have that interception by Makuba, which easily, if he doesn't catch that and Travis Kelsey grabs that, that's it's a different ball game.
Yeah,
So I think yesterday was a defensive win for sure, and kudos to the defense for the past two games because the offense just hasn't looked right.
yeah, the offense for the Chiefs haven't has not been doing well. I mean, they did very well rushing, but the Eagles were able to stop that, thankfully.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mahomes, they were having a little trouble. Mahomes was killing them for a while, and then you get him contained, put a spy out there, and then you keep him contained. But you gave him a run for the money. But I mean, when you come up with plays and you come up with sacks and the hurries that they did, and then also that big pick, kind of turned the tide of the game.
Oh yeah, in the end zone, I thought that was gonna be a touchdown by Travis Kelsey. Thank goodness that guy picked it. I'm so thankful for that.
Travis Kelsey should have had that. That was right in his hands.
Yeah, but he like
Luckily for
bobbled
us, he
it.
didn't. Right.
It's like a bobble, and then the other guy was able to catch it, picked it off, and then ran like halfway down the field with it.
Yeah, Makuba. Yeah. But I think the defense is playing really great right now. I think when you look at the landscape of the league today, I think the first maybe 2 to 3, maybe 4 games are kind of like the preseason for all the starters. They don't play during the they don't play during the regular like the preseason. So it kind of they come out, the Eagles especially, they have a new offensive coordinator in Patullo. They have to put it together. It's going to take a couple games for them to get on track with him and his play calling. Kind of like how it did last year with Kellen Moore. It didn't click right away. It kind of clicked after the third or fourth game. We saw them running play action, which is kind of odd. I didn't see them play any. They didn't run any play action yesterday. And then when the Chargers last week beat the Chiefs, there was a lot of across the middle. There was a lot of play action. The Chargers were beating them. I expected the Eagles to come out and do that, and they didn't.
Yeah, I think the Eagles should have played a little bit better offense. I think they played okay, but like they really should have been like using Saquon Barkley properly, so that way he could have like got down the field and got a touchdown.
Absolutely. I mean, the first two games, I think they're trying to use Saquon Barkley the right way, but he's just not getting. I mean, towards the second half, I think it was a lot better for Saquon Barkley. He was getting his linemen were getting the push up front. He was getting through. So, I mean, hopefully that continues. I didn't see much of that in the season opener against the Cowboys. But of course, that was the big game. That was the most anticipated game I think of the season, the season opener again with Philly and Dallas being the two rivals. So hopefully they get that run game going. They keep it going. It opens up the pass, more targets for AJ Brown, keep him happy, and more downfield stuff. So I think you hit
Yes.
something on the head there. They have to get Barkley involved.
Yes, I do agree, which leads us to our third question. How do injuries change the playoff picture?
So I mean, injuries can change the full landscape of the playoffs. I mean, I think you're in the second week. Um, Luckily, there's not too many injuries for the Eagles, although I heard Joe Burrow with the Cincinnati Bengals uh, got like a third degree turf toe or something, which, by
Ooh,
the way, you don't think that might hurt, but it does. Turf toe hurts.
yeah,
So, I mean, when you look at a player like him and how they were projected to go far into the playoffs this year and to be a good team, yeah, I think that impacts them. I read an article today that they were scouring the market to see what was out there in terms of a quarterback. They're going to have to stick with Browning and see where it goes.
yes, I totally agree with that. Fourth question is, which rivalry game is a must-watch every year for you?
Which rivalry game? Oh, it's the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, I don't really think that they're. I mean, outside of the Chiefs and the Raiders. Well, let's see. Help me dissect this question a little bit, right? So you have the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles, right? Like obviously,
Yeah,
us being Eagles fans, that's probably the most sought after rivalry game, right?
yeah.
And then you have the Chiefs and the Raiders. What's another rivalry for you that comes to mind?
Ooh, a Steelers versus Ravens.
That's another one that
That's a
comes to mind. Yeah.
that seems like a big one.
I think that that's probably the second biggest rivalry I think that you look at. I don't know. I mean, I live in Philadelphia, so it's a little hard. Obviously, I feel that game when they start talking up when the media starts talking up the game just like they did in the beginning of before the season started. So, um but yeah, I think the Steelers and the Ravens are right up there. With that being said, I mean, I like to watch all the rivalry games, and typically they happen around Thanksgiving. So, but I usually like the Giants and the Eagles. I mean, any in division games kind of like a rivalry game. But I'm gonna have to go with the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. Now, if we're
That's a big one.
excluding that, yeah, if we're excluding that, it probably would be the Steelers and the Ravens.
Yes, it would be. Yeah, I think it would be. I think the one of the big, not one of the biggest, but I underlooked one is Eagles versus Steelers cross-state rivalry. If we're talking about like, even though one team's in the NFC, one team's in the AFC, I think that like a cross-state rivalry is a big one too.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, anytime you play like an in-state type of game, it's always a rivalry. So yeah, I mean, you want bragging rights on the eastern side of the state or the Commonwealth here. So I do. You don't think of those outside of the box rivalries like that typically. When you think of rivalries, you think of your traditional two teams that just don't like each other. But I would agree. I think the Steelers and the Eagles have a small rivalry because it's in state.
Yeah, I totally agree. And then the last question is, which player in the NFL had the biggest impact, even if the stats didn't show it?
Mm. Uh, man, I don't want to seem like a homer here, but I mean, I so the one of the first players that comes to mind is Jordan Davis, right? The
Yeah.
defensive line for the Philadelphia Eagles. His stats don't necessarily show sacks or but what he does is he gets pressure. He pushes the offensive line back. I think that opens up Jalen Carter a lot because oftentimes I think they might be double teaming Davis. He's a run stopper for sure. So I mean I do. I think Jordan Davis would be at the top of the list, if not, pretty close to it. Another player who comes to mind who doesn't get much attention. Um, I mean, off the top of my head, I can't really think of any. Put me on the spot with these questions. But how about you? I mean, how about you? What's a player that comes to mind on your end?
uh, let's see. That is a good question. I do say so myself. Uh, I don't have like any really players on my radar. My focus is really on the Eagles. So like,
Yeah.
uh, I'm usually looking at that. No one really. Uh, they're all. I mean, some of them play bad, some of them play good. I think that like Quinion Mitchell and Saquon Barkley, Jahan Dotson, all those players are doing very well for the Eagles. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you could throw Jahan Dotson in there too. I mean, he's always coming up big when the Eagles need a catch. And when they throw his way, he's catching that football. He did it in the Super Bowl. He did it in the opening night against the Cowboys. So
yeah,
I think he's another one that you can see. I mean, he's not your flashy superstar, maybe like AJ Brown or Devontae Smith, but he's that third receiver that you can rely on. Cal Katera might be another one. You don't hear his name much, and he's another one. He's a good blocker. He can catch the ball. When the Eagles need a catch or something like anything within 10 yards. So he's another one. I think when you look at his play, he can be talked about too as someone who you don't think of that can make some noise at times.
yeah, I totally agree on that. So Bob, it was a pleasure having you on today. Thank you for coming on the JLash show.
Hey man, my pleasure. If you want to have me back on, I'd love to talk hockey, Phillies, all that stuff. So
Since
thanks
hockey
for having
season's
me
coming
on.
back,
Absolutely, man. I saw you posting the trade. So we'll see. And thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
of course, anytime.
Take care, man.
Of course, have a good night.
You too.
Now to the JLash show weather report. Coming up next. Hello and welcome to the JLash Show Weather Center. I'm your chief meteorologist, Jackson Lasher, and it has been a few cloudy days here in Hatboro, Pennsylvania, but that's looking to change around Friday where it's gonna become sunny. We have a few rainy days coming up, mainly drizzle on Wednesday, so we will get to that in the JLash Show Weather of the Week coming up. Now looking at the JLash Show Weather of the Week. So now, today, it was cloudy with a high of 80. Tuesday, it's going to be cloudy with a high of 75. Wednesday, it's going to be drizzle, 70% drizzle, and then with a high of 71. Thursday is going to be thunderstormy, 55%, with a high of 77. And then Friday, it is going to be sunny with a high of 81. Saturday, it's going to be sunny with a high of 76. And then Sunday, it's going to be partly cloudy with a high of 75. Monday is going to be partly cloudy with a high of 77. Tuesday is going to be partly cloudy with a high of 82. Wednesday is going to be thunderstormy, 35% chance with a high of 81. So it's going to be a very good next week. Now back to the JLash Show. Now back from the JLash Show weather report. I hope you liked it. So not much going on with the 76ers. I'm excited for them to start the season. Um, and then not much for the Flyers, as you heard. Bob Burnett might be coming back on for the Philadelphia Flyers because he's a very big hockey guy. Um, I'm excited for the Flyers to start too, and the 76ers. I'm currently creating intros for that, so I'm very, very excited. So that will pretty much cap the JLash show today. So um, if you want to sign up to be a guest, go to thejlashow.com. Or if you have any questions, go inquiries are jlashow at gmail.com or Jackson at thejlashow.com. And if you look up here, you got all the information that you need to know. So that is pretty much it for all of you today. Have a good day, JLash Nation.